to today's episode of Lifestyle with me, Wakili Sanita. And on set, we do have Wakili, Agnes Ilanto Wakili. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
So today we want to talk about a today's emotive or very important issue of wills. I mean, you guys are all aware of the Kenyan situation around wills. Napata guys die, and then we realize where that family had issues. Napata families are wrangling, they are almost killing each other over property that had been left behind by the deceased. And I mean, there's always so many issues surrounding the death of somebody. When they say they live and they have not planned or maybe found a way to manage their estate. So Wakili, tell us, what is a will? And why is it that the Kenyan society is not ready to embrace wills?
I think it's because of how superstitious we are as people. So you think by writing a will, you're inviting death, or you're telling death, like,
no, I'm ready. Come take me.
I have already set everything now, come. I am ready, which is not the position.
Yes.
Yeah. The purpose of writing a will is for you to stipulate how, upon death, you want your properties to devolve. How you would want your children, if they are minors, to be taken care of, how you would want your body to be disposed. That is in case of cremation, where you would want to be buried. Yeah, so basically a will stipulates your intention. Yes, how you would have intended things to be done upon
your death. Yes. So you are telling us that, I mean, you don't just consider will when you have property alone. It's more than that. It's more than that. If you have minor kids that you can actually express your wishes on how the same can be catered for and cared, especially with respect to single parent families. Very, very important. So now, Wakili, let's talk about at least right now you dispel that notion that when you're making a will, it's like a telling them, come. Nobody knows, nobody has control of when they're going to die. So definitely a will does not in any way invite them.
I know also the beauty about having it is you are able to appoint someone to execute your will.
By that, what do you mean?
Unlike where you died intestate without a will.
Or without a will.
Yes, and the court now has to appoint someone to be administrators of the estate. So in this case, you have a choice to appoint. So you may appoint someone who is a beneficiary or someone who is outside your family. Yeah, to execute that will.
Somebody you trust.
Yes.
At least you have control over that person who's going to manage or see to it that your property or whatever your intentions have been followed.
Yes.
That is a duty. Yes. So now, Wakili, take us through how do you go about making a will, drafting a will? What are the requirements? Yeah.
Okay. There are two types of wills. So there's an oral will and there is a written will. Oral is the way we do it, by word of mouth. Yes. Yeah, you just say by word of mouth, these are my intentions. For an oral will to be valid, it must be witnessed by two independent witnesses. So you have to have at least two people when you're telling them your intention.
Yes.
Also, you must pass on within 3 months.
Oh, so at the making of those pronouncements,
yes.
So you're telling us there must be at least two independent and sound.
Yes.
Adults of sound mind. By sound mind tunasema wakuwe na akili zao, wakuwe timamu, wakuwe sawa. And you're saying at the point of making that will, for it to be valid or enforceable, lazima ufe within those 3 months.
Yes. Okay. Also, at the time of making the will, yourself, you must be above 18 years, not a minor.
Oh, okay.
And you must also be of sound mind.
Yes.
So at the time of making the will, you must be of sound mind.
So you're telling us that not anybody can make a will. You could be above 18 years, but as long as you are not timamu, you are not okay there. At least at that point of making that, those pronunciations or maybe drafting that will, it will not stand. Or it will not stand. Okay. But you're also telling us that conversely, if this person suffers from a mental issue, like at that point of making that will, they're okay, it can stand.
Yes.
Or yes.
The test is at the time of making the will. Yeah.
Were they okay? Were they mentally sound? Oh, okay, so thank you. So we're talking about oral wills.
Basically, those are the requirements for oral wills. But an oral will does not take precedence over a written will. Yes. So if there is a written will and there is an oral will, and written will take precedence.
After kama the oral will was made after?
Yes.
Are there any exceptions to the oral will? No. Maybe there's a group of people who can actually make an oral will and the same can stand even after maybe the 3 months?
Yes, we have privileged wills, but this only applies to military persons.
Yes.
So for if they make an oral will, theirs can go longer than the 3 months requirement, but provided they die in service.
In service.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So they should die in service. Even if they die after 1 year, it's still fine. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Akili. At least that one has been cleared, and I hope that the public has taken note of these issues. Because you find that normally, so watu wanakuja, babangu alisema hiyo gari ni yangu, na sasa unamuuliza kulikuwa na mtu hapo? There was nobody. Nobody can actually say indeed that was happening, I was there. So these things, as in mere pronouncements to you as a person, as a beneficiary, does not count. What is important is that these pronouncements are made before 2 other people. Yeah, and I hope those people are not beneficiaries. And if they are, then there must be further witnesses in that respect. Now, okay, let's talk about written wills. Zile zinaandikwa, mtu ame-express ikaandikwa chini.
You know, that reminds me of a will that was brought to the office. So someone comes and says, the deceased died, but he left behind this will. So I checked the persons who have signed the will. It was the deceased and the wife who was also deceased. Yeah, so the children came, they showed me the will. You say, I'm supposed to get X property, so and so is supposed to get Y property. But when you look at the will critically, it does not stand.
It does not stand.
Yes. And the reason why I say this is because when it comes to written wills, it also has to be attested by 2 independent witnesses.
2 independent witnesses of sound mind?
Yes, of sound mind. What I mean by independent witnesses, it's persons who are not beneficiaries of this estate. As a beneficiary, you can be there at the time the deceased was making the will, but whatever you've been bequeathed must also be attested by 2 other witnesses. Yes.
Okay. So this is very important for Kili. Let's just do a recap of this, because you find, of course, there are those Kenyans who know, well, tunafanya written will, like unapata, they don't follow the requirements and the stipulations of the law. So what you are saying is that when you are doing a written will, very, very important for you as a testator, if you are going to, let's say, gift or maybe bequeathing kupeana mali yako kwa wale ambao watakurithi, then go ahead as to, and if the beneficiaries are still part of your witnesses, then please go ahead and to get 2 more independent who are not beneficiaries to attest. Okay, come witnesses to this bequeathment. Very, very important. So it's not enough for you to say baba aliacha will ndio imeandikwa alafu ni wewe beneficiary and also the same time you also witness. So it falls. It becomes a little bit problematic for us. And you find that it raises a lot of issues in the office. I mean, when you're trying to tell them please sheria kufuatwa na kwa mimi ndo baba alikuwa anataka. So it doesn't count.
It does not. Even your state as a testator, when you're making this will, same thing applies as oral wills. What was your state of mind at the time of making this will? Were you of the age of majority, 18 years and above? Yes. So if at the time of making the will, you were not of sound mind, the will will fail.
So the same thing we said with respect to oral wills. So the test is, was the testator sound alikuwa sawa, alikuwa na akili timamu wakati wa kutengeneza nini hiyo kuandika hayo matarajio something. Okay. So you're telling me that it's not enough to say baba alikuwa na akili anakuwa hivyo tu. Hapana, it's not enough. The test is, was he okay then?
Yes. At the time of making that will, was he of sound mind? Was he aware of what he was doing? Yes.
Okay. It looks like that will fall squarely. If you're going to, let's say, allege that this person was not okay, then you have to go ahead. The burden will be placed on you to prove that. Yes. Okay. So all you're saying that you cannot just raise aspersions and you do not have any proof or anything to support your allegations. So if you are going to raise any issues such as the testator's soundness of mind, I hope you do come with content evidence kuoneshana hata wakati alikuwa yuko sawa. So that is very, very important. Yes, now Akili.
We also now bequeathing. So for the written will to also be valid, you must be able to cater for all your beneficiaries, because if you're going to bequeath some beneficiaries and leave out other beneficiaries, this will is likely going to be challenged.
It looks fine if you look at it from common sense.
Yes, because you see that brings out the issue of coercion. Was the testator coerced?
Meaning, was he forced by somebody else?
Yes, or there was undue influence. I think we've seen a case where the testator was unwell for quite some time.
Yes.
One of the children took care of him, brought him to his house, prevented other children from visiting the testator. So at the time of dying, he wrote a will and he bequeathed everything to this son who had taken care of him. You know, at the point where he was dying, he thought maybe these other children have abandoned me.
Yes.
And you see, it's a case where one son has prevented others from visiting so that he can get everything from the deceased. So such cases of undue influence. So if that is shown, then that will stand.
So you're telling us that you should not, as a beneficiary, you should not try to corrupt the mind of your testator.
Yes.
It will work against your favor. Just be truthful, let the testator do his thing. Kama anataka kupeana wacha apeane, lakini bora kila mtu akwe ndani. Everybody should be accounted for. Unless there are good reasons.
Yes.
I'm sure courts are going to consider some factors.
Yes. In case of a beneficiary who has killed the testator, if the testator is killed by the beneficiary and the beneficiary had been provided for, that bequeathment pays.
Okay. What if, because I've seen cases whereby somebody has been provided for in a will, like they feel that provision was not enough. So are there any factors that a court considers?
Yes. When it goes to court, now the court will look at the overall distribution of how the testator distributed the estate. Sometimes it may feel that one of the beneficiaries, whatever the beneficiary was given is not enough. The courts may, not in all cases, but the courts may bequeath more property.
But depending on circumstances, for instance, at the future earnings of this person, look at the entire property or other what was left behind, and the relationship. If this person had a very bad, poor relationship with the testator, you don't expect So these are factors that people need to be alive to.
Because there are reasons why the testator gave you the smaller portion. Why? You see, we have to answer the why. Because now that brings us to know what relationship did you have with the testator and all factors that surround it.
So actually, if I'm getting it right, you're telling us that in as much as a court of law has the right to interfere with a will, that right is limited. Because at the end of the day, the one who has that priority is the testator. So the courts are really limited. Really caution themselves as to how, to the extent to which they're going to interfere with the person's intentions. Okay. So now, take us through, we've already talked about the law providing for guys who feel, or people who feel that they have not been reasonably provided for, they can still approach the court of law with good reasons as to why you feel you've not been catered for. Okay. So now we go to the next Makili. You know, by now my audience knows that you work in the office of a public trustee.
Yeah.
Do you guys engage in this kind of business?
Yes, we do. You can approach the office of the public trustee to help you write the will. You know, as I stated, you may go write a will on your own, but looking at it, it may not stand in law because it may lack the critical elements required in a will. So the best thing is to approach the office of the public trustee and request them to write a will for you. Even if you've written a will out there, which after they look at it at the office and it can stand, they can now be the custodian of this will.
Yes.
Yeah, we can keep custody of the will until when you pass on, and that's when now we read out the will and do the distribution. Yes.
Now actually, before maybe we get to that, just forgotten a little bit of something. Yeah? So if a testator can actually have the power to make a will, of course, I mean, as long as they're above 18 or in sound mind, can this person also take back? Take back, no, that will, whether you say it, spoke it, or do what? You have that power.
Yes. A will can be revoked. There are ways or circumstances that can cause a will to be revoked, and one of them is marriage. Yeah, because see, at the time of making the will, maybe you are not married. You bequeathed everything, maybe to say your mom, and now you gotten married. You now have a widow and you have children. Yeah, you see, it has altered your status. Your relationship status has changed.
Yes.
Yeah. So it is best if at the time of when you are alive, when circumstances change, you also change your will. Yes, to cater for these new maybe properties or beneficiaries who are coming up, so as to avoid those cases of challenging the wills in court. A will can also be, you can also revoke your own will.
Yes.
Yes, so you had written a will but you no longer intend that the will stands, you can revoke it. Yeah, so you revoke, if you had written a will, you revoke it. In writing also.
In writing also.
Yes.
Okay. And if you've done a spoken, you express extension by word of mouth, the same way you spoke the same way going to revoke. So you have to call witnesses also, and you say, yale ambao nilikuwa nimesema mbeleni, nikasema nimepea A, B, ama you see nikampea hii, natana nao kabisa, I've changed it. Okay.
It can also be revoked by a codicil. You see, you had written a will, but now you write another. I'm trying to find a word. You know, sometimes explaining it becomes a little bit problematic. It becomes problematic. It's let me quote it, an addendum. Yes. Feel like an addendum. You can revoke it by a codicil. Yeah, so you write something different from whatever you had indicated in the will, but because the codicil comes after the will, it will take precedence. Yes.
So, as a testator, do you have the right, maybe the freedom to just revoke a part? You sometimes you find the entire will is okay, lakini kuna mali pale tu. So you're telling us that is where the codicils come.
Yes.
Maybe you make some alterations, some changes. So there's always that freedom.
Yes.
There's always that freedom.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are cases where you had written a will, you had bequeathed property X to Y, but during your lifetime you sell property X.
So it's no longer there. So it wouldn't make sense anymore. So now, Akili, maybe before we wrap up, of course, you talk to us about the importance of a will and everything. Just give us your final words, because it's very important for the public to know and to understand why a will is very important. I know we talked about it, but I feel it's very important for us to impress upon the public. I mean, the kind of hassles that we can save you from. You know, these headaches that watu wanapigana over your property, kuna watu wanachukua watoto wako. You know, the way, you know, sometimes you in the course of your work, you see that, unapata kuna auntie mwingine amechukua mtoto na honestly you are not in good terms with them. Yeah, kindly just speak to that.
You know, during our lifetime, there are also people who we cater for. You know, who are not necessarily your your children or your beneficiaries. Due to our nature as human beings, or in cases of charity. See, the beauty about writing a will is it gives you leeway on who to bequeath your estate. Because you may be supporting a charity, and now upon your demise, you wish that your estate continues to cater for this charity, or maybe orphans, children who you are supporting who are not your beneficiaries. So that is one of the beauties about writing a will. Then, as we had said earlier, and we are emphasizing on the issue of guardianship, it allows you to appoint someone who will take, who will guard your children once you pass on. In this case, you appoint your favorite.
As in the person you want,
this is my favorite sister. I have seen how she has been interacting with my children. My children will be very comfortable with her. So she's the person I would like to continue taking care of my children. Also the issue of how you wish to be buried. You know,
there's normally lots of fights around this, especially with men. Especially with men, if you have what you call beautiful wives, there's always that problem.
And also talking about men, there is this issue of property. You see, you'll find someone has acquired properties in various places, but you do not want, for some reason, I don't know what reason, to disclose everything to your wife. So you can do this by a will. You know, a will gives you an opportunity to list all your properties. Sometimes some people shy off. They say, if I tell her everything, you know, there's this idea she may end up killing me, so that or he may end up doing he may end up killing me so that he inherits. So to avoid all those even cases where properties now. What can I say? You have a property in Nairobi. No one is aware that you have that property. It's just there wasting. Because none of your beneficiaries is aware of the property. So to avoid of such cases, you work so hard to acquire a property, but it is no one is taking care of it. Because they are not aware of it. So I will give you an opportunity to list all the properties that you have and how you wish them to be distributed.
Thank you, Wakili. Maybe to just do a recap before we close this. So you are telling us that there is no requirement in law for you to disclose to your family that you have a will in place. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo, unless one of the witnesses therein is was a beneficiary. And even then, they do not have a duty to disclose. A will basically just takes effect upon your death. So unapata tu kama uliachia wakili, if for instance we left the same with the office of the public trustee, asababu tutajua tu lifariki. So that is when now they come to know there's a will in place. And so guys, as we talked about it, please, if you've not done a will, please start considering it today. And also remember that it's not only important when you have property. A will serves more than that. So I'm really hoping that you guys have learned a lot from today's episode. And yes, please, let's have your comments, let's have your feedback, let's have any queries you have, attend, subscribe, like and share. And yes, let's continue engaging this platform. Okay, asante sana.